them.
Yes, Paragi, please begin.
Okay. So, good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to 10-day faculty development program on generative AI in education, design, implement, and research. So, dive deep into how Gen AI is reshaping the educational landscape from mastering prompt engineering to transforming pedagogy and research. This series is not just about learning new tools, but about reimagining how we teach, assess, and innovate in our classrooms. Let's gear up for a journey of exploration, collaboration, and transformation. A brief overview of our participants. Around 90% of participants are professors, with others being research scholars, trainers, students, and professionals. Finance, marketing, and HR are the most common academic backgrounds. Participants also come from fields like psychology, law, healthcare, engineering, and social sciences. Many show interest in business analytics, AI/ML, and data science. A number focus on soft skills, communication, and professional development also. Unique domains like tourism, economics, Indian knowledge systems, pharmaceuticals, and agribusiness are also represented. So, first up is our HOD, head of the department. Dr. Praveen Goyal is head of the department in Department of Management at BITS Pilani. His research areas are CSR, corporate sustainability, service marketing, and consumer behavior. He has published research papers in reputed international journals and conference proceedings, and he did his PhD from IIT Roorkee. Sir, please share your kind words. Sir, you are not audible.
Thank you, Paragi. Professor Ravindra, Professor Dhruv Kumar, Professor Nigam, and Professor Shreya as well, one of our hosts of this event, this program. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you all to this faculty development program on generative AI in education. As head of the Department of Management, BITS Pilani, Pilani campus, I'm truly excited to see so many educators, researchers, and professionals gathered here to explore one of the most transforming technologies of our time. As told by the Paragi initially and as informed by the program director, Professor Nigam as well, we are having more than 90 participants. They are coming from the different academic institutions. There are research scholars, trainers, and other professionals coming from the different disciplines like psychology, law, healthcare, engineering, and social sciences. And it's good to see that we are having the participants from the diverse disciplines like tourism, pharmaceutics, and agribusiness as well. Now, when we talk about the generative AI, it's not just a buzzword. It is actually one of the powerful tools that is already reshaping the landscape of teaching and learning. From AI assisted, lesson planning, personalized tutoring, automated feedback systems. As an educator, we all of us are seeing the real, tangible benefits emerging across all levels of education. But with this power, one of the most important thing is it comes with a great responsibility. As told by some of the scholars in the field, that when you are having the power, it always comes with the responsibility. So therefore, I believe that this faculty development program is more than just showcasing the tools and techniques. We need to ask certain questions, that prominent questions, that how we are ensuring in the classroom, in the research, that how generative AI is supporting the equity in education rather than just widening the existing gap between the different people in the classroom. Secondly, how do we teach students to think critically in this age where generative AI can write essays and generate solutions? This is one of the prominent problem as a academicians, as a teacher, as a researcher, we are regularly seeing when we are getting a submission from the students those are written by the Gen AI. Just as told by Professor Nigam earlier as well in our interactions, that it's just a something that we need to have a understanding of giving the right prompt. If we can get the right prompt, definitely we get the solutions. Now the question and the responsibility lies on us how we are going to deal with this prominent problem of our time. And third, one of the most important problems, that how can we as an educator and leaders prepare ourselves to harness this technology effectively and most importantly ethically. So I am sure that this faculty development program is going to help us, all of us, to to answer these three prominent questions. I would also like to emphasize that collaboration is one of the key, and generative AI is evolving rapidly, and none of us have all the answers. As a teacher, as a researcher, we exactly do not know what lies in future for us. That is why the faculty development program like this is very, very vital and critical and very timely as well. We need shared spaces to learn from one another, to pilot ideas, and to co-create. One of the prominent term that is being used as extensively in the marketing these days, the co-creation. We need to co-create best practices that are grounded in best pedagogy, not just the usage of technology. I'm sure over the course of this faculty development program, all of you will be engaging openly, and I encourage you that you engage openly, challenge assumptions, and I'm making the job of the Professor Nigam is difficult, that you ask the question as much as possible, right? The future of education is being shaped in a faculty development program like this, and each of us has a role in that future. With this, I congratulate the organizing team for organizing this faculty development program, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for your kind words. So, our first speaker for today is Dr. Dhruv Kumar, who is an assistant professor of computer science at BITS Pilani with a PhD from the University of Minnesota, USA. He has worked at Microsoft Research, Google, and Goldman Sachs. His research focuses on generative AI, LLMs, and AI agents with 20 plus publications and multiple research grants. He also collaborates with startups to build deep tech products in the AI space. Sir, I would like you to please share kind words with us.
Thank you, Paragi. Thank you, Dr. Nigam. Thank you, HOD sir, for taking out time to be part of this effort. And thank you very much for inviting me here. So I think some of the points HOD sir already shared with all of us. I think so. The way generally I start describing generative AI is it's probably the second most revolutionizing technology after computers, right? So if you recall, like 25, 30 years ago, computers came into picture, and then specific efforts were undertaken by universities, schools, colleges to impart computer education, right? On similar lines, I believe, and we are seeing that we will need to increase awareness of faculty as well as students about the about this new technology, generative AI, and of course. At the same time, I think as educators, I like to start with like one small uh, incident which happened. So initially, before BITS Pilani, I was at IIIT Delhi. So this was early 2023. So ChatGPT came into picture, was released November 2022. So immediately after ChatGPT was released, the faculty members at IIIT Delhi, they were sort of, so there's a lot of, I would say, frankly speaking, a lot of chaos in the department, in the sense that everyone was like, ChatGPT is able to solve the most complicated questions which faculty used to give in take-home assignments just by giving the question. So initially, I did not try, but then when I tried for my subject, and my subject was a graduate level subject, distributed systems, for MTech students, I found that it is actually doing very well. So I was also initially very surprised that it is doing very well. So AI has been there in the world since last, like, early 2020, early 2000s and so on. But ChatGPT was the actual AI moment when everyone was sort of starting to get convinced. Okay, now AI is actually there in the market, right? So obviously, so when I went, so at that time there was a lot of I would even call it as like a somewhat some kind of fear among faculty members, like what how do we now teach students, or what kind of questions can we give to the students, so that it doesn't hamper, so that they don't lose out on learning. Because ultimately, as educators, what is our goal? Our goal is to ensure that students learn something out of our classes. So so I think definitely there's a lot of concern discussion in academia, like why, how Gen AI is good or bad. The way I see it is, I think every technology has good and bad. Internet, if you see again, there are good uses of internet, there are wrong uses of internet. Similarly, with generative AI, also we have good uses of generative AI, and maybe like harmful uses of generative AI. So first thing is, I think we need to convince ourselves that generative AI is here. It is there. It's going to stay, right? No, it doesn't matter whether we agree or not. It is going to stay. Second thing is students are going to use it. No matter how much we stop it, students are going to use it. Now third is, how can we as they say, make the best use of the bad bargain. So how can we make how can so having these constraints students are going to use, and it's going to be there, how can we now change our teaching style, our assessment style, so that we don't become what to say, obsolete or irrelevant, right? So the first step is we ourselves need to understand what this technology is capable of. So just like, before teaching computers to students, or before using computers to evaluate or to give some assignment to the students, we will need to ourselves first of all know like what this technology is capable of. So I think Professor Nigam's effort in increasing awareness about generative AI is noteworthy, is worth appreciating, because he's taking this foot ahead, like putting this foot forward of helping all of us become more and more aware of this technology. The first step is, which obviously Professor Nigam is going to cover, increase our own understanding of generative AI, what this technology can do, what this technology cannot do. At the end of the day, this technology has been designed by humans, so it is not magic. So that's all. That also we need to understand. It is not magic. It works well for certain use cases. It does not work well for some other use cases. So as faculty, we need to know what are the potential use cases of this technology, what are the shortcomings of this technology, and where it is heading. So in the last 2-3 years, initially when ChatGPT came to picture, it had, like, for example, 10 shortcomings. Since 2022, in the last 2-3 years, I think there has been a lot of improvement to this generative AI technology, and the space is actually moving at a very, very fast pace. So a lot of shortcomings are also being removed as time is progressing. So we need to also understand where this technology is heading. For example, just a very small example. Let's say you have you have prepared some question. Right now AI is not able to solve it. That's fine. It's good to know that AI is not able to solve it right now, but we also need to ask the question, will it be able to solve six months down the line, 1 year down the line? Because we can't just assume that what AI is capable of today, that is the same capability is going to be 2 years down the line, 1 year down the line, and so on. So we also need to understand the trend where it is heading, right? Now coming to more specifics, like as an educator, uh, so I've been, as Paragi mentioned, I've been looking at this space from both educational perspective and research perspective. Like, how can we use generative AI to enhance the goals of education? Like, for example, first goal is student learning, right? Student learning, how can we enhance? That's the first question we need to ask. How can we enhance student learning using generative AI? So in this case, generally, how I like to explain is, as an educator, we do like we perform 2-3 functions. One, content creation. We can create a lot of content. We create lecture slides, we create notes, we create question papers, and so on. Second, we deliver the content. So we give lectures, we resolve student doubts, and so on. Third, we assess students, we evaluate students. So content creation, content delivery, and then student assessment, student grading. These are broadly 3 tasks. Content creation, I think, so what we need to discuss, or what we need to understand, is how can generative AI is going to help us in each of these 3 pillars, right? And I'm sure Professor Nigam is going to cover, I think, almost all the 3 pillars, and of course, I'm not going to go into too much of detail, but if you're interested, you should definitely take a look at each of these 3 pillars. Other thing is, for each one of us, I think, for example, content creation, we might say, okay, I already have the material with me for my course, might not be relevant, AI might not be relevant for me so much. That may be fine, but what I would like to request is, let us look at generative AI with an open mind. So as a scientist, what is the when can we call ourselves a scientist? When we approach anything with an open mind. So can we ask a question, how can generative AI improve my existing content? Or how can generative AI help me deliver better lectures? Or how can generative AI help me resolve student queries in a better way? How can generative AI help me design better assignments, better question papers, and so on? And then again, can it also help me in evaluating students? That is broadly about education, and Professor Nigam is going to cover more about it in these lectures. Before ending, I'll also spend like 2-3 minutes on generative AI for research. So, as faculty, all of us do broadly 2-3 things: one, teaching; second, research. So, as research, you'll be surprised to know that there is a lot of dedicated effort which is being put to use AI, specifically generative AI, to do scientific research. So scientific research. So what do we mean by scientific research? First step, literature review. Second step, ideation, hypothesis generation. Right. After that, experiment planning. Once you have a hypothesis, experiment planning. Fourth, running experiments. Fifth, analyzing the experiment results. Sixth, combining all of these 5 steps to write the research paper or research report. There are systems in today's time which are trying to automate or at least give us some support for all these 6 steps. For writing, of course, ChatGPT is there. There are more sophisticated tools. Again, for literature review, you'll find deep research tool, a deep research tool by ChatGPT, Google, and so on. There are so many deep research tools. Then again, so for all of these steps, not going into too much of detail, all of these steps, there are tools out there. And again, we need to ask the same question: how can generative AI help me in each of these steps? And lastly, just before concluding, I think many of us do a lot of research. In our own research fields, also, we should ask this question: can I use generative AI as a tool to solve some of the problems in my domain? For example, I'll just take a very small example. So, for example, right now I'm looking at uh, uh, automating the assessment of programming assignments using generative AI. So, as a computer scientist, as a computer science faculty, I teach object-oriented programming, for example, or any other programming course. So, there we get like 200, 300 submissions per test, per exam. So, can we use generative AI to solve, to automate this task for us? And again, of course, for your field, I think in management, many of the faculty members are here from management also. I think we should ask the same question. Of course, I have very limited understanding of management, so I might not be able to give concrete examples, but again, the bottom line is we should raise this question: can we use generative AI for automating some of the tasks in management? So with this, I'll end my short note, and thank you, Professor Nigam, thank you, Paragi, for giving me this opportunity. So Paragi, I think you're on mute.
Yes, thank you very much, sir, for our insights. So, our second speaker for today is Ravindra T. He is the lead AI ML engineer at Syntasa Technologies with over a decade of experience across academia, IT services, and product development. He holds a PhD from IISc and has worked with investment banking, telecom, non-profits, and government agencies. His interests span AI, quantum computing, and scientific computing for sustainable transformation. He was also a visiting scholar at Columbia University and a US Legislative Fellow. Sir, please can you share kind words with us?
Thank you, Paragi. Hope my voice is clear to all of you.
Yes, sir, it's clear.
Yeah. Thank you, Professor Achint Nigam. Good to see Professor Praveen Goel. Hello, Professor Dhruv Kumar. And good evening to all the faculties who are interested in this program on GenAI and registered for this program. I was a colleague of Professor Achint Nigam and Professor Praveen Goel. I worked with them. My area has been in AI and finance. I pivoted to industry. And ever since I pivoted to industry, I've been in touch with the past faculty colleagues, and we keep ideating, brainstorming on what can we do with this AI, generative AI, and improve the learning outcomes of students, and like support the faculties on how these technologies can be efficiently used in the academia. So as a part of those conversations, and they have extended the invite to you the practitioner perspective. So just let me share a quick short slide with you so that you understand where I'm coming from and what I'm doing, and at the same time share some insights to you. Just give me a moment to share the slides. Hope you can see the deck.
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Dr. Raven, not yet. I think it's taking time.
Okay, just give me a moment. How about now?
Yes, sir. Your screen is visible. Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. I am Ravindra, introducing myself again. I am currently leading AML initiatives that also constitutes large language models, which falls under the generative AI. I work at a company called Sindasa. Let me just plug in about my company quickly. It's incorporated in US in 2014, and due to different promising growth in this space, the company also floated in India since 2023. We're a very lean team of around 70 employees, primarily focuses on solving data and analytics related problems in a company, where we look at composable customer data platform, which means there are lots of companies with like gigabytes or sometimes terabytes of customer data, and how do you quickly harness them with the existing infrastructure they may have. Existing infrastructure could be cloud, or they may not have any cloud infrastructure. They may be having some servers at their own places. So they look at solutions where we can integrate harnessing these customer data very quickly, provide analytics for the senior leadership to take decisions. And one interesting thing that we did was break down different problem statements in data and analytics into modular components and plug and play them very quickly so that they can harness the data very fast. And at the same time, the activation is done in real time, so that it's just like in a like a week or probably in a month, we would get these products going and providing them the real-time analytics. So we come with handling large volumes of data across any infrastructure. And third thing, we are very swift from the moment we begin the work to like extracting insights would be like less than a month or so. So at the same time, we also try to like make analytics and looking at big data very simple by providing low code, no code platform that does have several data and AI solutions, so that the knowledge gap in using these tools is pretty much reduced. And we ensure that the cloud are private, secure, and then the control is mostly lies with the company. We have been working with a lot of clients. Here are some of the clients and customer logos for you just to get a perspective. So moving on from my company and focusing on the Gen AI. So Gen AI, people are using it for multiple purposes. There's a very good article. I'll share this slide deck with you all. There is a professor in Harvard who did a survey on how are people using Gen AI, and you'd find different use cases, and these use cases have been categorized into personal and professional support, content creation and editing, which falls under the content creation, as Professor Drew said about creating like slides or content for slides or teaching materials, etc. Learning and education, technical assistance, creativity and recreation, and research and analysis for decision making. So, amongst all these tools, research analysis and decision making has been pretty much less used, while focusing on GenAI use cases in education. So apparently people are looking at enhanced learning. For example, I'm good at financial statement analysis. I do have certain skills, but I want to improve my skills to much better level. So what am I lacking? How is GenAI going to help me in financial statement analysis compared to what I already know? What insights is GenAI providing? So this falls under the purview of enhanced learning. Preparing for interviews, a lot of students, a lot of people in cross sectors are preparing for interviews, and making complex things simple, as Professor Drew said. Pardon, any question?
No, Dr. Continue.
Okay, yeah. So making things simpler. So say you have a complex topic, you want to break it down and explain it more clearly with a story. GenAI definitely helps. personalized learning, and you will be seeing different personas of students in your class, and you want to break it down some kind of cases to them, problems to them depending on their learning abilities. You can create more customized learning for them. Apparently, students are using it for assignment a lot, summarizing the content a lot. Not just the students, but everyone are using for summarization. Like if you have a company annual report, you would like to put them into ChatGPT and request it to prompt through prompts to provide some summarizations. But of course, the concerning things are writing essays, homework, and making summary of actual things. So if we go back to when we were students, how did we learn? We learned by reading the, like, obviously we learned through teachers, lecturers, and professors. And next we went back and we studied everything in textbook. We looked at the slides, we did the homeworks, and that's actually reinforced the concepts back into our mind, and we managed to learn. However, due to this GenAI, a real concern is students are using, like, summarizing the chapters given to them. And next step that they are doing is they are using the GenAI tools to, like, solve the assignment problems and write the essays. So as a result, they are spending very less time in learning. Okay, obviously, I agree with the concerns of all the faculties that they are, these GenAI tools are actually solving even complex problems. However, when you spend less time on them, what is the actual learning outcome that is coming to the students? So, what are they actually taking away from their course? And are they actually being able to comprehend these concepts and implement them? So that concerning parts are few things that we need to be aware of, be alert about, and try to build strategies so that the purpose of educator is solved by imparting the actual skills rather than just using a tool and finishing some homework or takeaway project assignment, etc. And apparently, we can link these things, relate to our own experiences. If there are some students with some ADHD or other problems, we can ensure that we can create some kind of an interactive sessions or use these GenAI tools, prepare some interactive content so that those with learning challenges can actually learn. Meeting summaries, cleaning up the notes, learning at work. All these are great use cases, and you can categorize or you can come up with new use case in education and try to leverage these tools. So I recommend you to go through this article. I'll share with the slide and the reference for you so that you have a clarity on where exactly people are using and what can we actually do with these GenAI tools as educators, trainers. Also, we are learners. We will be learning these tools on how we can improve our efficiency. So let me just try to burst a myth. Uh, if you look at the chat GPT, it comes with a lot of summarization, advice, planning, analyzing, deep research, search, reasoning tools, etc. Same goes with Gemini, Claude, or any other models you pick. And we have an assumption that they know everything, and we are becoming more dependent on them. However, how I as a practitioner look at them is these are probabilistic models, and these are good at doing simple things, trivial things very, very well. And we often ask questions to them about simple and trivial things, but we haven't tested them on for example, financial statement analysis. A lot of faculties would be doing financial statement analysis or try to understand strategy of a company, or like any complicated case studies that you're teaching in HR or general management or leadership. They do hallucinate a lot. They do very generic responses. So if you spend a bit of time, you may not be a fan of these things on little tasks that are above average or average. So we fail to understand the disclaimer that these tools can make mistakes. We need to double check them. And lately, it has become an important skill to distinguish between the useful information and hallucination. So, because these large language models are multimodal models that are underneath these Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude models are based on probabilistic approaches. They respond back with some text that is of highest probability. So, for example, if you ask a question like, I mean, what is the next word after how are? Obviously, it has seen you many times. So it responds with how are you. But when you ask a specific question on, say, what is what is the price to earning of a particular company given these components of on the financial statements, it might actually fail to calculate this value. So be very clear on what are its shortcomings and plug those gaps in the student's learning journey. So it's possible that when you give an assignment, student will use ChatGPT or Gemini or some other tools, and they will provide you some two-page report or five-page report. As an educator, there's an opportunity that, hey, the assignment you did is fine, but have you seen these were the mistakes that were done? And you can just tell them that there are learning gaps because the student used these tools and those tools provided some hallucinated responses. So that's where we can chip in, that's where we can bring in our domain expertise and plug the gap so that the students don't spend don't use these tools for purposes that are not actually giving them the learning outcomes. So we can focus in that direction. Obviously, Professor Achin Nigam, when I spoke to him, he has prepared certain strategies on how to ensure that you do right prompting, and that right prompting leads to more expected responses rather than hallucinated responses. So you learn it over a period of the course. But watch out, there are lots of opportunities to understand the limitations of these large language models and improve the learnings and bridge this gap. So don't rely on them blindly because it is most probable to make mistakes on any job that is starting from average to complex. So easy tasks they do very well, but anything that starts from average to above average or little more complex, they are bound to make mistakes and hallucinate. Even if you take paid subscription, they are likely to make mistakes. Repeated tasks, below average tasks, they are good at. Whether it is coding, whether it is advanced things such as strategy, financial statement analysis, or anything beyond that, these models are likely to fail. But they're good in providing responses on simple tasks. So we have these approaches like 101 tasks or basic courses, they are quite helpful, but anything that are advanced, you could see some challenges on how the LLMs are responding to those questions, maybe assignments and concepts as well. Let me pivot back to GenAI in education. There are great opportunities. I had looked at which universities are actually integrating GenAI as a part of their academia, especially teaching, because teaching is one of the most burdening aspect in academia, teaching evaluation. So I looked at what aspects they have been using it, integrating it with. Course materials, obviously, preparing the syllabus, lesson plans, assignments, reviewing the academic materials. There is an actual academic material. Is it of good quality? What can you improve in a given lesson, etc. And of course, the assignments. You can use the GenAI tools and level up the skills. For example, what you can measure is on a given topic, how good is an LLM, how good is your student, and can you bridge the gap between the students learning and the large language models learning, and you can ensure that they are on par or are students better than the LLM. So that's something you can actually try to bring in as a part of your learning outcomes. You can create some interactive bots, interactive tutors. At the same time, during the class, you can do an in-house assignment. You can work with a team of your faculties or the people you meet in assignments in platforms like this, and try to prepare an in-session assignment that it could be a 10-15 minutes assignment during the class that you can actually make it interactive and students can solve something. So this way you can also bring in Next is automation. Obviously, there are opportunities for automation where you can use tools like deep research, etc. Summarize most recent published research articles or any thought leadership articles, and summarize them and provide these summaries to the students. Obviously, you have to check them instead of just automating. Once the content is ready, you can check them and send it out to the students. Despite these opportunities, I obviously agree that they are very helpful, and most of them can be done through prompting, but a few of them needs to be done with the help of some coding, and you can collaborate with those who are good at coding and try to build these tutors and automate a little bit. Next is challenging aspects of GenAI in education. The lazy learning part, which I mentioned earlier, if you are using it for summarizing, I mean, students are using them for summarizing, writing assignments, finishing their project, it leads to lazy learning or no learning or minimal learning, which we don't want to happen. And second is academic dishonesty through plagiarism, copy pasting content from here and there, and which leads to compromising on the learning outcomes. This has been a serious challenge, and how do we tackling them is something I will just discuss in the next slide. Just think about these challenges. Obviously, as other professors mentioned, critical thinking. And critical thinking is critiquing a topic is one thing, but being able to distinguish between the actual truth, right information about a given topic in a class against the hallucination. So probably students might believe a hallucination as an actual fact and maybe mislearning, so which is actually a bigger challenge. So can we help them understand what is hallucination and what is an actual information and a fact, and pivot them to learn the actual concepts rather than blindly trusting the large language models? There are obviously biases in terms of, for example, you can clearly see, like you upload a financial statements, 10K financial statements in, which are like a standard format of the listed companies in US, and you upload financial statements of companies based in India, and you try to see the responses. The responses are more biased towards a user based in USA or North America rather than the ones who are based in Asia or anywhere else. So how are you going to address those biases? And these biases may be misleading as well. We may never know. So how do we ensure that those biases are addressed? A tool like ChatGPT is very well versed with financial statement based in US. So if it can make mistakes, it might misrepresent some information of an Indian company. So how are you going to reduce those mistakes? So that's another thing. And plagiarism. With this plagiarism, I would like to bring in a financial concept called concentration risk. If everyone is using ChatGPT, everyone's learning is being concentrated based on the responses given by ChatGPT. So all of our learnings are biased, concentrated by what one tools know. I mean, one or two tools know. So it's important for us to break through that and like diversify our learnings a little bit too. Probably we don't have a better model than ChatGPT. Maybe Gemini or Cloud comes as second or third or second. But can we have some diversified learnings rather than concentrating our learning based on these tools? And how do we address the challenge of plagiarism? And apart from this, we may be asking some questions which are sensitive, that may have privacy related information. And we don't know what these companies based in US would be using these pieces of information for. That's a very critical challenge. So which needs to be actually tackled. So generally, how do you address these kind of problems? One is have GenAI policy guidelines for your university or academic institution. What should be the role of student? What should be the guidelines for the students? And what should be the guidelines of the instructors? So if you look at the community standards and guidelines that are written for the academic community of Stanford University, they clearly mentioned that if instructor says do not use LLMs or generative AI for a course, and anything that is produced out of AI is considered as a like cheating or whatever you call it. Okay, it is not permitted, or it is, I mean, if instructor says you don't need to use GenAI, and if the student is using GenAI, that is clearly seen as a cheating in this case. Likewise, instructors are given freedom to set their own policies. Try to define these policies on how you're going to use GenAI as a part of teaching, preparing content, and doing research. Please don't take things for granted, because we need to be guided by some kind of rules, ethics, and values that leads to quality research outcomes and educational outcomes, and so that we as academics and the institution students thrive together. So I would suggest you to work on having those policies, refer to these policy guidelines, and build something for your own course. So because each course is different, and the way you as an instructor, faculty use these tools and deliver courses is also different. That said, what are your next steps? One faculty from Harvard University did something very novel, collected all the prompts for different purposes across the university, and they put them in the GitHub. Kindly look at them to prepare the quizzes or do something else as a part of creating the course content or evaluating the assignments. Next is, as mentioned earlier, if not for research, at least what you can get started is to create policies for ethical use of GenAI in teaching and evaluation. Innovate, network, collaborate, so that you can empower classrooms and your universities and education institutions through GenAI. And at the same time, I mentioned about certain challenges. Be aware of them, be alert to them when you see them, and try to address them swiftly. With that, I would like to stop and conclude here. If you have any questions, I'm open to take few questions. Thank you so much.
So can I? Hello,
Yes, please.
Ravinder sir. I just wanted to know, you were talking about the policies that you're wanting to tell the student that they you need to come up with guidelines, and you say that they're not supposed to use ChatGPT. Uh, I would just like to know, when you're giving an assignment or when you're giving a project work, invariably you'll find that they would like to use it. Somehow they will try interpreting it, or they write it and then present it. Irrespective of that fact, you will you be still be able to understand how can it be omitted, or how observe those facts and then see to it that the processes are more streamlined and the policy measures the effect in terms of the writing, the ability of writing and presenting.
Um, See, lately, earlier, like if you go back by 5 years, a lot of students used to come to higher education, like undergrad, masters, and that's where they used to develop their communication skills, writing skills, etc. Right now, they have been gaining these skills at early stages and coming to the universities. And now, when you have given an assignment and they use ChatGPT, and see, it's more of a behavioral aspect. And how do you control them? It's not in your hands, but you try to replicate the same assignment. And if your assignment from ChatGPT is same and compared to the student's response, you have the, based on the guidelines you have put, you have liberty to give very less score to such responses. So through that, you might try to bring in some kind of a process that anything that is generated from ChatGPT is codeless, and through that you can like try to motivate and encourage students to not use ChatGPT. So that's something that came on top of mind. There could be other strategies. Maybe like you can take the students out for a lunch if they're not using ChatGPT. So that could be some incentive. or you can refer the students who are not using ChatGPT to do their assignments for any projects, internships, etc. So you have your own personalized approach along with, I mean, have your own, define your own policy and stick to that. Maybe that encourages students to actually think and work and improve their learning outcomes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sure, thank you. Yes, Professor Bharat Bhushan, you may go ahead.
Yeah, Professor, I have a very swift question out here. Do you think any sort of discipline measures works here, or it has to be a purely voluntary?
See, at least having those guidelines for your course is important. Are they following? How are they enforcing? Is a second thing. So if they don't work, let's reflect on why is it not working. Maybe we can talk to each other and try to find a common ground. Maybe we need to open a dialogue with students on why are they not sticking to these policy guidelines. Because in academia, Indian academia, we don't take the ethics of learning very seriously. So probably we need to work around that and instill these kind of values to the students that using ChatGPT for your assignment is actually cheating when it is not permitted.
So, if I'm allowed a supplementary on that,
Sure, please.
so our policy, if we can actually bring in ethical aspect as a core element of the AI policy, I think that is where you are trying to emphasize.
Will you please repeat your question?
My question was, should we bring in the ethical aspects as a core part of our AI policy? Do you think that will work?
Mm, See, I'm not sure what actually works. It depends on the faculty students relationship, the values through which students actually come from, and kind of practices your education institution has. But trying it is important, one. And second, having this dialogue with your colleagues, with your students, class court is important. And maybe have this, at the end of the class, we would know, at the end of the semester, we would know, and evaluate them, reflect, and try to build on them. I would see that approach being better. And second thing, if you're teaching two courses or if you're teaching same course, you can do something like an A/B testing. In one semester, while you're teaching this course, you allow them to use ChatGPT, evaluate their responses. And in the next semester or next year, when you're teaching the same course, do not allow them to use this ChatGPT and other tools and try to evaluate their learning outcomes. So that way, you'll have some kind of evidence to tell them what is important and relevant in their journey of learning.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now I would like to Paragi to take over back. We are slightly running behind schedule. So Paragi, can we have the auto session and then we can start the FDP? Paragi?
Yes, sir. I would request all the attendees and respected guests to please switch on their cameras.
This is maybe the request all of you to do just for a minute. Thank you. We are done. So I want to thank HOD sir, Professor Dhruv, Professor Reve for sharing the valuable insights and making this laying a great foundation to the future sessions of the FDP. And also thank you, Paragi, for taking time out of your end-term examinations and anchoring this session. And so in just 2 minutes, if anybody wants to take a break in 2 minutes, I will start my sessions and we will begin the FDP. In 2 minutes, we'll start. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Nigam.
Thank you, Achin. Thank you, everyone. Have a
Thank you,
great.
Professor. Thank you, Professor Raymond, for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
So, it's here. So now I formally welcome you all again uh, to this FDP. And the thing is, because of I'm slightly running behind the schedule, what I planned today, what I have done is the first 12 slides I have posted in your group already, and it's the shared drive. So you will find this is your shared folder and the intro slides. This is here. So the first 12 slides are there. I will brush through them because what is during the speakers when they were speaking, they have spoken most of the content. Only the content that I will that is useful for me to take over the future sessions I will discuss. And all the 12 introduction slides are there with you. I hope it's fine because I want you to have your hands on. Means everybody has been sitting idle for almost an hour now, so it's time for us to get some hand dirty. So only 2 3 points that I need to clarify. I will focus on those, and then rest few minutes you can see, and then have follow-up questions maybe tomorrow and all. But today means I want to do some practical start the practical.
Nigamji, you shared the PowerPoint in the mail, or is it there on this
No, sir,
itself?
anything will never come on mail. Please bookmark the Google Drive folder. I am repeating to everyone every
Yeah.
day. With the Google Drive folder, you have to bookmark. I will just drop down anything. This is my folder in which I create the content, and this is your folder which you are accessing. So as and when I think a content is needed, I will just copy paste it over here.
Professor
Uh,
Nigam,
yes, sir.
we didn't receive any link regarding the drive.
Sir, if you have received a welcome email from my side, there will be a link to email for in that for sure.
So we didn't receive, sir. We didn't receive so far.
So, sir, miss, I will not be able to address right now. I request Shreya to just drop down the today's content in the WhatsApp folder, all the this 01s file, so that they can access. I will be sorted out later. Miss, I will not be able to micromanage at this point in time.
Okay, okay, no issue, no issue. Thank
In
you very
case
much.
in case you registered very late, or if you are using wrong ID, it may be an issue. But we will micromanage this after the session.
Okay, then. Thank you.
And so as let us go back. So Shreya, I hope you are listening. Just drop down these files that are in their shared folder. I myself do it. Leave it. Just I myself do it. I leave it and I just so that anybody has any issues. Here is on your drop down. Just give me a moment. I will just drop it down to your WhatsApp. Micromanaging strategy. Just give me a minute. And during the session, I would request don't ping me on WhatsApp because I switch off my phone or it's like laid down and I've closed the tab also, so that's why it's taking time to load. Sometimes in previous workshops, it's a humble request. If you are having an issue, just put it on the chat of this screen. Do not expect that I will be able to during the sessions. I will be able to see what you are the WhatsApp. Files are coming. Okay, so files will be coming to your WhatsApp soon. So now please allow me to resume. I hope your WhatsApp will keep on pinging, but all the files are there. I do not have any issues with whatsoever you want to do with the files. So just a couple of points that I want to highlight how this workshop is going to be delivered. Before moving ahead, most of you I expect will be using this ChatGPT, right? The free version of it, and that's the basic thing that you will be using. I would request most of you will be having. So anytime you have a doubt, you put it on your chat screen, because as you see, there are 100 people already in this. So allowing people mics, because it has happened in the previous workshop that I'm truly telling why I this chat policy started, because I was taking a class at IIM Indore and one participant asked, because I was at, let us say, second or third slide, and then everybody built up the question and lots of time went by and the session was rushed at the end. So to avoid that, is always there's a third session that I have told all the questions will be taken. It's not that I will stop at 9:30. If someone is asking, I can stay till 10 p.m. also. That's not an issue from my side. But because many people have their families and they have to have dinner in time, so my teaching had a hard stop at 9:10. So in case then you have a doubt and you want to speak, interact with me, all are most welcome. I will. There's no issue for me to staying at till 10 p.m. in the night also. But during the session, if you have a genuine doubt, just put it on the chat whenever I get time. I have a dual screen setup, so I'm able to see the chat screen, and at the same time, I'm able to see my slides deck on the other slide. So that's not an issue for my side. Okay. So now, just letting you know, most of you are having this chat GPT. Those who are using this version, this chat GPT, what you will see it on the right hand top, there is a temporary toggle button. On right hand top, where my mouse is hovering on the screen right now, this temporary button. Whenever you use it, you have to be activated that, because what this ChatGPT has done is has a memory function. It has activated a memory function by default, especially for the free users. And if you don't do this, somebody's phone is ringing. Please check your microphones. It should be muted. This is so. The answers it will start to generate will get is something influenced by the previous responses. But if you keep this temporary function on, even when you start a new chat, the answers will not be get influenced. If your temporary function is off, so even if you start a new chat from this side, left hand, where my mouse is right now on the left hand side, every time I will multiple time ask to start a new chat. But if this temporary function is off, your even in the new chat, your responses will get influenced by your previous interactions, which you want to avoid it for the introductory classes. As you find lots of difference. Already there will be lots of difference from each output you are generating, even with the same content I will be asking you to write. And if it's getting influenced by the previous response, it will very much further. So that will be a slightly challenge to control. So again, repeating, those who are using ChatGPT, please ensure that there's a tick inside that circle. That tick is on. That will ensure that temporary chat will come over here. That chat won't appear in the history. And to let others also know, I will also occasionally use, this is my Cider app. This is a paid app, so I'm free to use it for academic purposes. This I have used for
Sir, can you share
my
us the
teaching.
screen, please, so that we understand what you're doing?
My screen is not coming. My
No,
screen is
sir.
coming.
No, sir,
My
it
screen
isn't.
is
It's up. It's up.
it's up, sir. It's up, sir. Because I am able to see that screen is coming. People are giving a thumbs up. And please, sir, again requesting. So, whatever doubt, please write it on the chat. Means I can parallelly read it while I'm answering. So raising an hand, try to in few sessions. Please write whatsoever. I will read and respond in due course of time. Yeah. So what I was saying was this Cider. This is a paid app that I have access to. This is the premium model that I have access to. So in my class of teaching purposes, I use, but it's not mandatory. The free Chat GPT version will suffice for our purposes. So please keep on. Whenever you have a question, just put it on the right chat box, and I will read it and respond it as quickly and as briefly as possible. But it will answer as well. So now, because all the 12 slides are there with you, I will just only go to the full screen and then only tell what is important for me right now, because the faculties have repeated whatsoever it is. The thing after the definition and all is the thing that is in red. So people think they ask me the questions that, sir, I'm using free version of ChatGPT. So should I use a paid version? Will it help me improve my responses? Should I use Model 3, Model 4, or if you're in Cloud, should I use a Haiku model, or should I use the 3.7 Sonnet that you are using? Is it worth investing 20,000? See, at the initial stage of learning, even the free model is more than enough to be truly telling you. Most of you will be taking the or early steps. It's more than enough. But as you see that line which is highlighted, the last word, improves, this thing improves. You can improve your outputs by better models, but at the same time, better prompting. So that is why I'm emphasizing in my FDP layout also that the first 4 days at least will be on prompting, how to write good prompts. Okay. And prompt is nothing but how we communicate. Like in programming language, we program, we write a code. Prompt is a code for generative AI. That is the basic thing. And the goal, if I'm able to help you in improving by at least 70 to 80% how you prompt GPT, your outputs will improve by leaps and bounds. Trust me. And then slowly and slowly you will improve much more. So yeah, and the one more thing, I will try. First, my focus will be on text-to-text outputs. The prompts will go via text, outputs will come via text. And later down the sessions, if some time remains, then we may go to images and all. But right now, my focus is on text interactions only. This is the boundary conditions I'm laying out on the first 10 minutes when I started to speak. ChatGPT, that is why I've highlighted that most of you are using this text conversion software. And I may use Cloud. And you are free to use. If you're having Gemini or any other thing, please, you are welcome to use. Please, you are welcome. Don't think that I'm saying, but this is the most common thing that students use, or the sessions I've conducted other places. People say ChatGPT, so that's why I'm allowing you. So this all data I'm skipping for now. Please refer it out after the class. No need for more data right now. And some person was asking, just letting you know, sir, Mr. Chandrasekhar Malyawaram, he was asking this question. So when you refer to the slide number 5 that I've already shared, you will get all this data about what the government wants to do with their all AI policy and all. And you will have lots and lots of points. Only point right now for my concern is, again, what I've highlighted in red is that training educators in AI technologies. So that is what my goal is in this, let us say 8 days. I am taking 2 days, Dr. Shreya will take, and for the research component. So training educators in AI technologies. There are lots and lots of things, but right now this is an educator focused FDP that is going on. And out of 114 and 117 registrations, hundreds are professors in various reputed colleges spread across India. So my goal is to right now focus on training educators, because students are already smart. Miss, we fear that students are, miss, people were asking, miss, I was having a slide, um, miss, laughable moment inside. Like, we fear that the students are using and what we can do. It's not that. Miss, if we also learn, we can create better assignments. I will show you that you can give full access, that go use ChatGPT. You make assignments that make mandatory for ChatGPT. You use ChatGPT, and then come with analysis. We will have that kind of sessions also. Then we will discuss. It's not a panic movement. It's actually, we should welcome that this thing has come, which has taken away the mundane task. There's no point in giving 300-word assignments. We just write a brief note. I will give you 5 marks for it. It's not needed. Means we can adapt and we can improve our way of how we teach, and also the students learning by leaps and bounds. Rather than asking a summary article, summary article, you can't beat ChatGPT or any other GPT model that is out there. You can't beat summary, and students will use. You can't stop it. Means you can't say that take a pledge and take a oath and that you will not use. Means this is not the way. Means we have to adapt. This is the goal of my FDP. So rest you can see. Apart from all the applications, means the 2 things that I've highlighted is how AI generated learning material tailored to different learning styles. This is a personal example. what happened is I teach marketing analytics and programming for business analytics. So I have, let us say, slightly above average knowledge of R programming only. So I teach R programming, but I do not claim as myself a master. But let us say slightly above knowledge about R programming. Let us say I have worked for it for 2 years. And one thing, yeah, if anybody finding my speech fast, let me know in the chat. I will slow it down. But if that I will take care of. So if you're finding my hard to understand, I will just slow it down. Just let me know in the chat. But coming back to this example, why AI generated learning materials tailored to different learning styles. So at BITS, we have an MBA in business analytics. So MBA in business analytics, there are Python is the main language, but if the instructor wants to do R programming, nobody's stopping you. The challenge that happens is that the student's mindset is that, sir, everything is Python, and why R programming you are trying to teach us in R programming. The reason I was having a trouble time, because from my PhD days to my days when I was supervising, I was using always R programming. I got very comfortable with it, especially when the Tidyverse package came up. I got very comfortable using it and I liked it. And it was fulfilling my purposes. My purpose was never to learn different kinds of languages. It was to do statistical thing, because I was at the end a statistics and a marketing analytics professor. I was not a programming professor. It was more than enough for me to do the kind of analytics I want to do. So like you buy a car that serves your purposes. Their market is full of cars, but you buy a car that's full. So our programming was fulfilling all my need. Very good visualizations were coming. But a challenge occurred when this Python wave came more harsh. So students say, sir, no, they just started, my feedback started dropping down. That, sir, R programming and every other faculty is focusing on Python. Only 1 and 2 faculty is doing R programming, that too minimal component, and you are asking which is not easy enough for us to learn, because we are already learning Python, and in a 2-semester courses, how many languages we learned? We learned SQL also, we learned R also, we learned Python also. Then you say in Excel, you learn VBA also. And those who are familiar with Power BI, they are DAX and DAX. So other languages. So students, so their concern was genuine. Then it was a setback for me also, because at the end, we all know that feedback is what we matter for us at the end, for the promotions and all. Harsh truth is that the institutes here, feedback, how much is your feedback? So it was slightly demotivating, and I didn't know at that point in time what can I do with, because students were saying R programming. In lab they go, they don't do the assignment. They say, okay, sir, at the end I was forced to give very easy questions for them to make them pass and survive. But if you see, there is a document. I'm moving out of the slide because I had shared a document with you. Just a second. That is our Python example. So let me know if this two screen is small for you, because I am having a 32-inch monitor, but most of you may not be having access to. So please let me know if this is an issue. I will just go to one page and zoom out view, or if this is fine. If this is fine, then the thumbs up. Then I can understand. Okay. Okay. So thank you. So the challenge I was having before generative AI came. Yes, Mr. Yugandhar. Please put your doubts on the chat. I'm able to see your chat. Please put your doubt on the chat. I will address it. Chat box is there. I'm able to read it. Okay. One page will be better. So okay, sir. So some stalling I need to do. Please use at least a system. Don't use mobile phones. Learning will not happen. So I've gone to a one page view. Maybe it's slightly zoomed out. So the problem I was coming. The problem was, as you would have understood, that the instructor, that was myself, was having R programming knowledge. I was able to explain R programming, but I was not having Python. The challenge was, should I learn Python? I have to do my research also. I need to do some admin job also. And every place, admin job, with everybody fears admin job. Maybe at top places or some intermediate rank colleges, everybody fears admin job, and we have to do. Now the challenge came, what should I do? Till ChatGPT was not there, every day was just like survival, giving easy questions and all. But what ChatGPT allowed me was, without learning Python, it gave me a mastery of Python. I can't code, but I can effectively use in class. If you remember, there was a Matrix movie in which there was a helicopter scene in which the girl Trinity was about to fly a Miss Matrix Reloaded. If you are a fan of those series, Keanu Reeves. So there was a scene in which there was a helicopter that is standing, and the Keanu Reeves comes and asks the girl Trinity that is this helicopter, do you know to fly this helicopter? So Trinity says, I don't know, but just give me a second. So she calls the operator and the trace that this is the specification of this helicopter. Can just give me the manual to it in my brain to feed. So the operator feeds, and then she says, okay, I'm ready to fly. And she actually flies it. If you remember, just let me know, thumbs up. That's at least some people remember that scene. So there are 100 of you, Matrix Reloaded movie Trinity. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Miss. At least somebody remembers. So my example is at least. So generative AI can be that operator for you. Please trust me. Now you see this example, what I have given you. This is how I built it. So what I said that let's simulate some data and generate a scatter plot in R programming using tidyverse. It said okay, and take the variable. I gave it that some variables. With the red portion that you are seeing is my prompt. That I gave it to Chat GPT or the Claude that I use on a regular basis. I said because because you are able to read Claude 3.7 Sonnet thing. This is the model I prefer to use because I have access to higher end models, but that's not an issue. Don't think about that. I wrote this text that simulates some data, generate a scatter plot in R programming using tidyverse, and take the two variables because I wanted to have some simple two variable representation, not a very complex. So it said okay, and then it wrote everything that library tidyverse. Those who are familiar with it, but I'm not going the whole code. But this was right. I was able to understand because one thing everybody has to remember: do not, please. I will request: do not force ChatGPT to those territories and give you an output in which you do not understand the output. You should have some knowledge of the output, then only use ChatGPT. Don't today I cannot say teach me about medical science because I want to become a doctor, like proper medical doctor, not a this marketing doctor, but a proper medical doctor. This is a very bad way to use ChatGPT. Always ask at least you have some amount of competency to evaluate it. Else, I will show you how you can generate that competency using the things you know. So I am claiming that I know because I know this. The code that is coming, just ignore it, or if those who are not comfortable with all programming, but it is going to generate a basic scatter plot for us. So it is giving me some details. That's all fine. And I go, okay, well and good. Thank you. What now my next red statement says, this is why I love this thing. Please read carefully, then I will read it with you. But I want you to read the prompt that I have written. And this is there shared with you, so you are accessing the document also. I want you to teach, I want to teach the class to do the same in Python. Scatter plot, statistics, that have initial the charting part. When I'm having while I am having a good R in R programming, I do not know much about Python. I'm telling ChatGPT, please, I do not know anything about Python, but I have understand the R programming. Help me create a line by line analogy. Means for each line of R code, whatever equivalent syntax of Python is, you give me that analogy of the above R code in Python and give the output as a table and do not skip any line of code. Once you have understood this text, just give me thumbs up. Then I will show you what has actually happened and how it saved my life. Okay, my feedback again went from 6.5 to again 9. So if you have understood, I will just let's say blah, 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 blah. It gave me this thing. This is the complete R code that the first column is the R code that I am familiar with. In the next, it gave me an analogy of the equivalent Python code. And then it generated this third column in which I was not interested in because it was not directly useful for me. Okay? Right now, what has happened is it's an R code in library tidyverse is a one-line code. You import the tidyverse package. I understood. I'm like, okay, fine, I understood. Because I did that do not skip and line by line analogy. That was very critical. You have to understand there's no neural network. We get fed up with using chat GPT. We say that it's not working because it's not able to do. But the thing is, we didn't tell chat GPT that we wanted this output. That is very critical for you to understand. We just think, we get frustrated. And why it's not doing it? It should do. But we understand you are thinking it should do, but you are not telling ChatGPT to do. If I don't have not typed this specific thing that I underline it, give the output as a table. It is somewhat unlikely it can understand from my thinking that I need a tabulated output. So you have to tell ChatGPT, you have to assume that it's a person who is ready to help you, but you have to be expressive enough. It is just like a first day of an intern. If you don't tell, or a PhD scholar that you take, if you don't tell that how to use Zotero or any other EndNote software, and then you think that go and learn by yourself, nobody taught us, we learned ourselves. So that is not the way to either handle the scholar or ChatGPT. You have to be very expressive enough. Those who are familiar with some amount of coding, if you're familiar with some amount of coding, uh, everybody will know. Those who are familiar, at least Excel. If you don't pass any one argument that is critical, it will give you an error. Ping, ping, ping. I'm not going to execute it. Come what may, until unless you give me what I want, I will not execute it. Everybody will be familiar, irrespective of outside ChatGPT. You do in Python, you do it R, you do it Excel. It will say ding, 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 ding. I will not execute the code. Give me this argument missing. Even a bracket is not closed in Excel. It will show some error that I am not executing it. The bracket is not closed, right? ChatGPT is not that person. ChatGPT is like, let us say, such a nice person who is always ready to help you and will never ask you any questions back. That, sir, you have not given me this. Until unless I will tell you how it will ask. Let's later point in the time. I will not be able to cover that today. It will come in the future sessions. We are meeting multiple times. But ChatGPT is that kind of person who will never ask you anything back. It will think that he, she, whatsoever personality you want to give, let us say it will think that this is what my master is giving me, and I would work to my best of my efforts to give an output. Now you just think, if you tell us, give a scholar, a day one scholar, and tell us go and write a literature review paper with no knowledge of you imparting that how the structure to be or what the content, just to tell that let us say marketing, I say go and write generative AI implications for marketing and give me a literature review paper, come after 1 week. Because ChatGPT will come after a few seconds only, let us say. Now that person will go and try it best. Whatever it will ask some students, it will do this, do that, and come with some text. And it is very likely you will feel disappointed. Oh, what you have done. You don't know that this is a pattern, but you didn't tell that pattern to that thing. It went and it learned from everything it could. Same is with ChatGPT. Because it is trained on everything it is there, it knows something is right, but it also doesn't know that what is wrong is a wrong. It has been trained. Suppose it's as you would have understood, it is trained on a wrong data. It has been trained and it is trained. It can't differentiate. So like a student, it will go ask one person, ask some senior scholar. Some senior scholar may be mischievous. It will tell, okay, I know this faculty. Usko ulta batao. Tell something opposite. And then when the scholar comes back to you, you will say, what is this trade about the paper? Scold that scholar. The scholar starts crying. You will also get fed up. Same is with ChatGPT. It has learned, but it doesn't know how to differentiate. I'm not going to the how the probabilistic and not predicting the next world. Technical stuff is not our purview. For this FDP, we are all educators, and most of you are from management background, and the majority of your finance HR. So just like you buy a car, the reason, if you recall, there was a poll, those were early signups for on WhatsApp. I put a poll for driving a car in a better way. Do you need something like know the engine of the car, or do you know to need the rules, traffic rules? If you remember, right? Some of you were early adopters. I'm not saying many of you will be able to access that poll, but at least 50, 60 people have had access to that poll, and 30 to 40 people have voted yes, that knowing the rules is important. We do not want to know the engine of this car. Same is with GPT. It means rules are the prompts. We need to learn to drive the car. Means whenever, just take an analogy, I assume that majority of you know how to drive a car. The day you learn, the day you sat on the steering and started to learn the car, and the day you finished, how much you know about the engine, how much you knew about the fluids that are going, how much you know how it is moving. You focus that whatever, if you're automatic, that this is I push the lever down and then I press the remove my foot from the brake, it will start crawling. And then if I put accelerator, and then from the middle point, if the person is on the left hand side, so my car is free to go on the left hand side. And the right hand side, if I'm holding the steering, and if the person is outside my fist, so I am cleared, my car will pass safely. After even 10 years, 20 years, you know something about the engine, that's fine, but it's not stopping you to enjoying your ride or enjoying your journey in the car. You hardly care. If there is some issue, you go back to the service center and do. You buy a product like an air conditioner. Nobody knows how an air conditioner works. Most of you, some of you maybe here in this 100 of you, that who knows how an air conditioner works. But does it stop us from using an air conditioner? No. Because we will switch it on. If it's not cooling, we will call the service center, and that's it. But I'm not sure why it happens that in workshops people touch how to make an LLM. But why, as a management faculties, most of us are, why we want to make an LLM here? We are not. HR, marketing, finance are major miss. I'm not sure. Everything you learn to drive, enjoy, and let the computer geeks make it. We will use it. Okay, so today Chat GPT works. Okay, tomorrow Claude comes. Okay, we will try it. If it is suiting our purposes, that's fine. If it's not working, we will try something else. So this is one point, that you do not need to learn how LLM works more than that, like it predicts the next world and there's a probability, but no need to get into all the technical details. Let it work now. AC is cooling. If it's cooling, it's fine for us. So if it's same as with GPT, if it's working for us, it's fine for us. And then some people ask that it's Claude, this and that. But though in the initial part I said that it serves our purpose. Even all the pro models, it is just like how you select a car. Every car is not perfect for everyone. Everybody has their own taste, and you will develop an affinity to some models, and you will think that this model is not good for me. So you are thinking why this Claude is there, because I don't like ChatGPT output. I think that what I want in Mr. Claude or Miss Claude or it Claude understand best. So no model is better than other. Means there are comparison charts, this and that. But the best thing is you compare yourself, which is working for you. Nobody is saying that only the BMWs are best or the Marutis are the best or some other. You go and take 10 test rides, right, before finalizing a car. So why to fear? Just thinking that everybody is using ChatGPT or everybody is saying Claude or everybody is using the best model. Some benchmarks are coming, and mobile benchmarks are there. Who cares? Yeah? Whatever works for you, use that. If free model is enough for your purpose, for your job, be with it. Why do you think that if some other person is using an iPhone, or some person like me who's using a 20,000 per month or a per year model, why shouldn't? Don't get confused with that. That's my thing. So coming back, just to finishing off, that what this model has done is, it gave me this lineman analogy. Half of my problem solved. The problem that was not solved is this: how do I explain the codes to the students? Then I asked the next thing that was coming into red. Sorry, it's not in red. I will just make it in red. Just give me a moment so that you can see. Red and bold now. So what I told, that in this table add another column where for each line describe what the code is doing, and give the title of the column as explanation. So now it has removed whatever arbitrary third column is added, because I never asked for that column. Now it gave me third column. Now it's line by line, that our code is this is the equivalent codes, and this is importing essential libraries, so on and so forth. Now my life got solved. I'm not a programming faculty, so I don't need to do everything coding on that. I can have my code ready. I can show that it's getting executed without next to nil knowledge of Python. I have this is my cheat sheet. I don't tell the student that I have this cheat sheet, but this is my cheat sheet. The moment something comes, import numpy, I just see what's the equivalent R code, and I know. I do not need to even see the explanation column after reading it once. I just need to see what's on the left-hand side, and I can always relate. Okay, this is doing that. Student has asked doubts. This relates to that. I know, and I can explain. And this is how, coming back, with data down, you can see the details, how this AI-generated learning materials tailor to different learning styles, and also saved my life, and I hope it's will start saving many of your lives also if they are in trouble. I do not want to be in trouble, but if you are feeling threatened at how to adapt, we are going to see how we can adapt the content as per our requirements. One more I can show you example, more relevant example. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Let me open a new tab. One more example I want to show you, so that you can learn one more thing. How do I adapt? Just a moment. So I teach an online executive. It's just like a WILP has its courses. So it's a work integrated learning program that BITS has. So what happens is that they're totally online courses. So in these online courses, what should I open? Any random slide I open, let us say chapter 9, whatsoever. It's a marketing course I teach to healthcare professionals. They are all doctors who are in it. There are 100 doctors in the class. They are all doctors. 100 doctors, like medical doctors. My family my father and mother are pure medical doctors, but I have not studied biology much after my graduation. The challenge comes with the students is by teaching them, but we have to give example in their context. If you are not able to give examples in their context, they are not able to link. With every time I used to face this challenge, sir, can you give the example in this sector, that sector, or something I be able to understand? Not in healthcare, because this came once this subject I started to teach once I have had a deep, at least a beginner hand with GPT. But you will able to relate that students keep on asking, and you are falling short of examples in which students can relate, because students are diverse. Suddenly there are 100 medical doctors who are working in AIMS and many prominent organizations, in which I'm telling them about some marketing coke example, or the examples in which they given in the Kotler book. Everybody knows those are marketing faculty, or those are not, even everybody knows that standard textbook of marketing is Philip Kotler. So what happens is that now adaptation needs to happen, because they are students say we are not able to understand what you are saying. We need to adapt the content, and now getting a content that is something about healthcare, for me, how much I can do, how much time do I have to make every chapter. Let us say I'm covering in a semester that is 4 months long, around 30 to 14 chapters. Let us say I'm covering. I don't have that much time to adapt each and every slide. How can I adapt each and every chapter? I don't have any domain knowledge of that. I have some knowledge, but I don't have any domain knowledge of that. So how, what I can do? I know marketing concept, but how can I do? Now just let me show you what has happened over here. So these are some Kotler slides, but there will be, yeah. So I use ChatGPT to tell me, if you are from marketing, you will understand that the Kotler chapter has a continuum of surveys, that there's a pure product, there's a pure surveys, that there's a hybrid. Just read this slide, and but those are marketing faculties will just give me a thumbs up and then understand in service marketing. Basic, we teach that there's a one end is a pure services, and sorry, one end is pure products, one end is pure services, which is hybrid. That's fine. And now these are the examples that on this slide that you see are just copied from Kotler slides that we get as an instructor. This is just copied. But now telling these things to people who are pure doctors, whose 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. work is only cutting patients. How to adapt them? Then I use ChatGPT. I gave it a very simple prompt. I will also show you. That's very easy. Apollo Hospital, I gave them some prompt, and GPT gave me this example. So my task was very easily. What would have taken me days to adapt a single chapter, it takes me just 30 minutes. After every concept, I just have to insert one slide and copy paste an example from GPT that I asked it to curate. That Apollo Hospital service spectrum, and now everybody is happy. That is pure tangible is some pharmacy products, hybrid is diagnostic services, and pure services are consultations. Now doctors started to click. They started to think, okay, consultation is what is this pure thing. I will show you some more examples so that you understand. And service intangibility, so and so forth. Let me open one more chapter so you see in a different. Let us say whatsoever come chapter 7. I don't know. It's totally randomly. I'm opening to show you. So this chapter is on creating customer value and position, proposition and positioning. Okay, fine. So there is some theory will come. Okay, let us say value proposition. These are the 3 ways. Some blah 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 blah. Lots of theory. And somewhere, yeah. So just see this slide quickly. Those who are familiar with marketing concept, they will understand that when you create value for the customer, there are 3 ways: functional value, psychological value, monetary value. That how the product is functioning, how that product is giving you an aha moment, and how that money-wise, how that product is giving you a benefit. But the thing is how to teach, tell a student a doctor, how to make, they're pure doctors, like they don't know anything else. Like passed out for 20 years back, some medical college. Chat GPT gave me this slide. Now, I don't speak anything. I just tell them, just look at this slide for a minute. I just keep quiet. And after that, they all conceptual clarity comes to them. That I'm telling you, doctor. This is why we are here. This is why we are here. How did you get the slide? This particular content is coming from GPT. Miss, don't let me. I'm not going to go into that small stuff that generate a PPT out of it completely. We will get the text and we will just copy paste it. Oh, sorry. There are some doctors over here. I forgot. Okay, Rupali ma'am has given. Okay, some of my. Okay. I forgot. Sorry. Some of my healthcare students are here in this class also. They are signed up. Okay. Yeah, Atul sir, Atul Sharma, Rupali ma'am. Okay. So now they know. Oh shit, what has happened? The state secret is out for them also. Okay. Anyhow, so this is how I sell my product or my services to them, and they also enjoy. Okay. And now, just to let you know how we educators can do. It is nothing special to it. What you need to do is, right? Huh. So, as you will use ChatGPT or anything, you will learn that what kind of prompts work for you. Everything will be taught, sir, Ranjitas ma'am. Everything will be taught. You will enjoy this FDP a lot. It's just a thing that I have personal nature that everybody reports on time and we leave on time. At 7 p.m., if everybody reports, I do not have, because everybody has something to take. Okay, nobody will go without having a value for money. That's all my, every time happens in my workshops or FDPs. And so let us see. What I do is we will learn all this. This is what I'm showing you as an introductory part, but we will going to discuss everything from the group activities and all. And that's why the prompting, why prompt engineering is necessary. Means why prompt engineering that we are going to deal 4 days. Everybody, means most of you on LinkedIn will say that use this 5 prompts and do this chamatkar and do this magic will happen. But nobody is going, because nobody is bridging that gap that leaves who makes this LLMs and who just give random gyan or random knowledge on LinkedIn every day. I say use these 5 prompts and do this. Nobody is bridging that gap. Uh, how to make a good prompt, and that is why I position myself there. And I take it that let me tell people in their context. So what you are having an example slide or the whole 20 pages, it's for you. In the previous workshop, it was some other document that was relevant to them. When I was teaching first year students, first year students is the right word. When I was teaching my first year MBA students, the example were totally different. The example sheets, the 20, 30 sheets that I've given to you, that we're going to see soon. And let me see, I'm having also right now open. Yeah. So these examples are totally made for you because after registrations were done about 100, so I saw that there are only mainly HR, marketing, and finance faculties. So when we will start discussing, maybe not today, when wherever tomorrow, I will say if you are a marketing faculty, please read the first example. If you are a HR faculty, please read the second example. If you are finance faculty, please read the third. And if somebody else, just let me know. I will adapt for you also. But in the class, it may not happen because you already there is 20 pages, but I can give you a separate sheet that can help you. Coming back. Coming back. So what I do is that I tell that who I am. And I also tell, if you quickly read that what is going to happen, just let me slightly zoom it more, that I want you to take the role of my teaching assistant. We are going to learn everything. This is a proper prompt that I am going to teach you. That you are going to take a role of my teaching assistant. This is the first prompt, persona pattern, that I'm going to teach you. So take the role of my teaching assistant. Who am I? So that GPT knows I'm a marketing professor at BITS Pilani. My students are doing a foundational course in marketing. All students in my class have a background in healthcare and have a work of at least 5 years. They are primarily doctors, nurses, paramedics, and other healthcare professionals. But they are nothing else. They are not automobile engineers. They are not faculties, or they are proper healthcare. I gave it. I made it understand. Then I told, now you take after you know that thing, in the next turn, I'm going to teach about any XYZ lesson. This is any XYZ lesson. And from the book marketing, because we can expect that that's a widely used book, it would have learned it. I am attaching the slides. So the slides that are given from the book I've made that are not having healthcare examples. I am saying that I am attaching the slides I will be using in the class. I want you to provide me 5 reflection points. This is what they will understand. The discussion prompts, how they are coming. This my healthcare students will understand that how those discussion prompts are getting generated. They are giving their thumbs up like. So the reflection points are direct discussion points. That are I can facilitate some discussion and keep the prompts relevant based on the background of my students and India focused. So healthcare and also India focused, because all my students are doctors working in India or have an Indian origin at least. Then I say, once this is done, I get, for example, I just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. I don't make time and give me a beautiful slide, this and that. That's totally not my. Just give me. I will copy paste, copy paste. I keep my slide very simple, and then this is the second. I want you to provide me examples that I can use at appropriate places in the slide. So now it starts reading my slide. I've attached the slides. So any chat GPT where it is, just let me, please allow me to use cited. I'm slightly more comfortable. So this is the place I say upload from computer. I will add that slide to it. And so let me show you this running only. So you will enjoy it. What I will do is allow me, do not have anything. I will upload a raw slide. So what I need to do is I need a raw slide, right? Raw slide will come. Okay, the raw slide is here. Instructor provided slides. Slides to instructor. So randomly, I'm adding any chapter. I do not know which chapter has got added. Randomly, 16, some chapter 6. So what I need, I'm going to do is what I want the educators to do also. At the end of the 10th day, we will have our own cheat codes ready, cheat prompts ready. So once your prompt is fine-tuned enough to execute the task as you want, there is no need to write anything. You just copy paste it. So I will, no, not this. I will use example, right? So I will just modify it because I don't know the chapter name. I will just make some minor tweaks. I wanted one example that I can use at appropriate. Then example that I can use at appropriate school. Like I want you to read the PowerPoint. And I just also need the first one because right now it is not doesn't know who am I making the slides for. Just things that I made, and so now it's reading the slides. I pasted that this is my context. I said that keep the examples relevant based on the background of my students and India focus. I want the examples to map the theory with the slides. So it is trying to read. Now you see. So it will be targeting chapter. That's why its targeting examples are coming up. So it is giving me that mass targeting national pulse polio immunization program that reaches the entire country. It's giving me slide by slide example. It will keep on going, so I will not waste time because the first section. But I am telling you the emphasis to learn how to curate the right prompts. People move away that give me the easy fix and give me something that can work. People have written in the form small thing that give me the tools and all tools will come and go. If you learn how to code in the prompt, that is very easy. Tools will come and go. People have written tell me latest tools. Latest tool is not the part of this FDP. This part of FDP is to know the core and then to use to our benefits. So you see, mass customization, Dr. Agarwal's eye clinic hospitality during these treatments and all. Now it can give me a bad response, but I can check it. I can just Google it. That is it actually, if I just copy it, Dr. Last customizing LASIK, whatever it is. If I put it on Google, which I may not know, but I can at least know. I'm just pulling up Google right now. But is this thing an actual thing or even or not? Because I don't know. What is this LASIK? So some actually in doctor's clinic there is some LASIK exist. In case I'm having doubt, I can check that some customized LSA procedure. It is actually a thing that I can trust and now use in class. Though I don't know what it is, but it doesn't stop me from me to using it or teaching my students who are in the program. So I can close it. I can close this. So I hope you understood this why this is there is the need. And then generation of diverse assessment questions, we will see lots of things. Assessment questions we are going to see, and this you can see later. Research part, we have Dr. Shreya with us, and she will take it and do the research. So I will not take her part, what is her, so I will not explain anything over here. That's her, and when she comes, and she will deal with the research part. So, yeah. So this model and all, please look at your own time. I still have some 15, 20 minutes. I want you to still type something. So I want to rush it out. Maybe tomorrow I can touch it. How do I know whether the answer is right or wrong? So doctor, that's the thing, right? So you can check. I showed you on Google. In case you are not sure the text is slightly complicated, I put that term LSIK. Is it the right thing or not? It's not hallucinated or not? Hallucination also. One of the speakers said that hallucination is bad. I do not bad. It's not bad. It's a feature of thing. It's a feature of creativity. Hallucination is not hallucination. The term. It's a wrong word to use. It's actually creative. It is creativity of GPT. Creativity because you were not giving it the right prompt, and then you said hallucinate. It didn't hallucinate, sir and ma'am. It didn't hallucinate. It tried its best to give you the right response, but you didn't ask the right question. You didn't ask the right question. Sir, you will know it is hallucinated or not if the thing is not what you want. If I didn't write in the example, I didn't write, give me the output as a table. And then it gave me output in whatever format it thought it best. You will think it is hallucinating, it's not giving you a table. Sir and ma'am, you didn't tell that it's a table that was needed. So you have to put clear instructions to the best extent possible. And on day one, it will not come. It comes with practice, tweaks. And once some tweak is perfect, like those 5, 6 things I was showing you, that I have made my tools. I do not write prompts. I just copy paste it, make a new slide from whichever chapter I need to teach. So the last chapter, because the course is winding down. Right now we are discussing branding, and next chapter will be something on distribution. I will just make the Kotler basic slides, put it, get the output, make decent check that nothing is looking suspicious, that these doctors can catch me. Sir, this is not existing. How you can talk about it? So one thing that chat GPT that happens in foreign countries, that is very prominent, that is a value-based healthcare services. That how much you value, you pay. That's a different model we are not aware of. I asked him, is this a even relevant model? That value means it is like if you think my service value is this much, you pay as much you want. So I thought this is not a value. Why are you giving me this example? Then ChatGPT told me that this is a Western thing. So I told him, no, don't take it outside healthcare context outside India. That's why then I added Indian context only. It gave me some value-based pricing in medicine. But India does it happens. So then it happens in US, UK. Okay. Then I added this one Indian context only. And let us say Dr. Sabira is saying, what if we do not get the expected outcome? Do we have to change? Exactly, ma'am. Exactly. Dr. Sabina, you are exactly right. Means if you are not getting what you want, something is not right with what you told it to do. You have to understand the fault is not lies over there. Don't start scolding GPT. This one funny incident. One of my friend who uses this chat GPT with so he or she starts scolding ChatGPT. You are stupid. You don't know this also. You don't know that also. Why you can't able to answer? It's not because you're not able to tell. I don't tell that person that you are not able to communicate because some of my personal reasons. But I get that chat history that how he or she communicate, and it's a good comic strip for me. So yeah, so that is what ChatGPT is making a mistake. And you also see means the document that I have. Okay, one passing comment that somebody wrote to me that my watermark is not readable. So I have added quickly. Means other things I will take care of, but because that the document was important, so those were having this watermark issue that they were not able to read. I've added this document right now in the shared folder that no WM. So this document is totally black and white, and if one person wrote size quickly while the session was over, so you can access. I will take care of the rest later for the time. No WM is no with no watermark. So that is done. And then some slide will tell you that how the model Bloom's taxonomy and all. Please read it on your own time. You can ask me questions tomorrow. You under there's no peak right now. It keeps on evolving. It keeps on mind blowing. Means every, let us say every week, if your week is less than every 15 days, you have to be at your foot, ready to see what has happened now. What has happened now? What is coming towards me? That is a very challenge I face. But the thing is that the more you learn, the better you improve, the more effective educator you become. Because I find with people who are saying in the not only those who are in this room, we will discuss. Chat GPT, every student is using chat GPT, this and that happening. Oh my God, everything is dead. It's not dead. Just we have to learn and we need to adapt. And then we need to give smart assessments and smart assignments. That's the thing. This because students, they are young generations, they learn well some things well before us. Right now, every uh, 1 year child is using mobile, like it's since birth, like programmed in mind how to use a mobile. And our parents and all, they are still not comfortable with using Paytms, this digital transactions. So that is how we are. I mean, these generations, they all know everything, means most of the things, or they know how to make the game out of it and how to use it for. We don't know, and then we feel intimidated. And that is why I hope those 117 of you subscribe can learn something out of me. Exactly, sir. So data cleaning, data and all, so they are no more interested in data. So why you need? Let them get the data and let the story unfold. Let the data talk to them, and then we are going to see. And they are asking for more data we don't have. Johanna sir, Miss, can you please repeat it again? They are asking for more data. We don't. I'm just reading some questions. Johanna sir is done. Pratiksha is saying, do we have to paraphrase the outputs given by ChatGPT? No, don't need to paraphrase. Means we will learn. Just hold on. Everybody will have a nice journey. Just hold on this question, Pratiksha. I will answer. Then again, sure, sir, they're asking for more data. We don't have any more data. You will have lots of data. I will tell you how to make artificial data in ChatGPT, and that you can use. You answer. So that is done. Bharat Bhushan is saying that they are no more interested in data, but a story. Okay, fine. Pratiksha, ma'am, I answered that. Do you need to paraphrase the outputs? I will teach you. Maybe the output or the prompt we will discuss all the 28 that I answered. And this Bloom's taxonomy and all this will end at this point in time that you see on the left hand side of my screen. That understand AI, use and apply AI, analyze and evaluate AI, and create AI. The URLs are there. You can read that. You start with understanding the thing, apply, analyze, and then create. Apart from the top, we don't need to create AI. Agentic AI is slightly different. The theme of this is generative AI. So agentic AI, we are not going until unless you have a paid model of ChatGPT. Right now, I cannot demonstrate. I do not also have a paid model of ChatGPT exclusively. They have their make their own GPTs, custom GPTs. But right now, I don't think many of you will be having. Only hardly 4 or 5 people will have access to, if even if you have. So I do not go into that contest. First, one, two, three, we will be able to cover. So, no, sir. Amit, I will tell you. Sorry, Ravina sir, I right now, but I will let you know what I'm talking about. Let the prompt engineering get over and we get to the 2 days of class assignment discussion, how we can do. You will understand what I was talking about. Ma'am, Ghibli art, I am not sure. It's a copyright issue. Some discussion is on about. You can look it on the net. And Ghibli, I cannot thing. And if I realize that my prompt is not getting expected response, do I go to new chat or try having refined prompts? We will discuss, Maria. Maria sir, we will discuss what we need to do. What we need to do, we will discuss. This will come. Okay. So those who are in ASSB, all the things are there. This paper is there. This is a URL that will take you ASSB link and Bloom's taxonomy, foundation, intermediate, and advanced level. They will say that You start at the foundation level. Again, the thing is that understand what AI does, apply for higher order thinking, and then advanced level using AI for creativity, innovation, and critical analysis. And this is what we need to do. This is ASCSB's model to enhance students' AI literacy. The URL is there. There's a complete blog. It's up to you. If you want to read that, they say that as part of Bloom's taxonomy, which is very much prevalent in our work life. So there's a Queensberry framework. Again, has 3 points. Okay. So that is the thing. So now just letting you know, again summarizing the 10 days journey that we have in. First day is today. So let us say next 4 days. Next 4 days, or we have still half an hour if you don't have questions. If you allow me, just let me thumbs up. I can teach you something else. If you want to rush away at 9, 10, then I may not be able to start. Thumbs up means you are ready to do something. Else, I stop and we have some discussions. And thumbs up means you are ready to do something. Many thumbs ups are coming. So, okay. So people are motivated enough. Okay, think fine. So then we have case writing. Case writing also, these schools we need to do. And then we have access to problem having access to Harvard because they are costly. But again, please, I'm giving a disclaimer. I will teach you all the things, but you cannot publish it. You can use it for a class. You have to write a disclaimer like I am adding, why it's not going away. Like for every document that I share it with you at the end, there is always this line that AI assistance was taken by developing this document, so on and so forth, blah, 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 blah. But don't try to publish it. Don't. This is what ethical and unethical. Nobody's stopping you to write a case. I will teach you how to write a case in your own respective domains. We will have a group activity, but please be fair enough that you always write. I have no shame, but at the same time, I again telling that as I told, I had that competency to verify that whatsoever in this document it is coming. I had that competency. I learned this, so I know that what a text is coming is right or wrong. I have. Do not generate anything that you don't have at zero competency. Don't do anything that is zero competency as you do not know is the thing right or wrong. If you have a competency, please welcome. Don't go that English is happening, English is that. Let the good English come, yaar. Kitna, how much time your broken grammar and comma mistake, apostrophe mistake you want to cater in your life. Let that thing end. Let that students have that polished English documents come to you. Until unless, sorry for if somebody is an English teacher and you want to teach, as a management faculty, I'm not interested in their apostrophes and but a broken grammar or broken sentence, I do not want to read them. That is not my thing to teach. Okay. What other questions are there? Yes, and so there are no more questions. So this is thing we are going to do. 2 days of teaching and so many exercises are planned. All the thing, how to generate MCQs, assignment questions, we will discuss. And then you can always build on it. Nobody's stopping you. And then Shreya will take somewhere in between also. Shreya can come for generative AI for research, and as per the plan, we chalk it out. It's not a definite days. And then towards the end, if time permits, we will have ethics in AI discussion also in the last day, in which both of us, she will give the research point of view, I will give the teaching point of view. And to be fair enough, very close, Shreya was my doctoral scholar. Now she is a full professor, not a full professor, assistant professor at SCMS Noida. So she was my PhD scholar. She did work in blockchain, and now she has been having experience of more than 1 year, and she will take the research because this is what the recent scholar has used, and they know. My PhD was done in 2019 when nothing was. That is the reason I wanted her to come, and also she will get an experience. That's a different thing. But the reason I'm taking the 8 things is that it's why. Okay, some of you maybe why this 10-day FDP? This person is only speaking. Why are not there multiple speakers? Like in a traditional FDP, that one day this person is coming, half day that person is coming, and because I do not like to liquidify my quality, the quality of the content needs to go. So every day you have to bear with me only. Come what may, miss. Either give or take. This is the way. I cannot have 10 speakers and then expecting that they will do it, the justice to it, or that I cannot allow. So sorry for that, or you have to bear with me only. Research, because Dr. Shreya was much more into it, and she has learned that, and I have not learned truly. Miss you, outside going chat GPT means I have no motivation right now, and she has learned, so that's why I'm, those sessions will be taken by her, and she's done a good with that. Yeah. So just let me have some water, and then we start the show of prompt. Introduction is done. If there's some questions, give me just 2 minutes break also, and we'll continue. I'm reading the chat, but there are no questions. It's somebody else, but now the game will start. Okay. Keep the questions coming on the chat. I will, as in 1 or 2 days, nobody will feel that I'm not getting attention, because in the last 30 minutes I've been speaking, more than 30 minutes, almost an hour I've been speaking. You are getting the answers. So people panic and do the thing, but you have understood that I'm able to handle by again telling that screen slides on the left. So whenever the 5, 6 questions comes, I'm able to answer. So it will help everyone. Now the thing is, here's your complete hands-on will start. So he said, I think it's Claude Perplexity actually better. So, ma'am, again, if you have not missed, I missed in between. I think nothing is better, nothing is worse. Like it's like a buying a car. It's like a buying a car. No car is best, no car is worst. I drive an Espresso, Maruti Espresso, just a 7 lakh rupees automatic car. Why? Because in a busy street, it squiggles like anything, like a fish. And all the SUVs and all, they are thinking it doesn't get scratched, this and that. They're blowing horns, and my Espresso goes like this, squiggles, and I'm able to cross through half the size of an SUV, and it just goes. So don't think that which is bad, which is worse. Try everything, and which works for you, it's best for you. I have no shame in using an espresso, Maruti Espresso. It just, its traffic zooms out. And that is the thing I'm telling. Don't go with what market is telling. Market is telling iPhone 20 is best. But if iPhone 14 is, I'm just telling you, I'm hallucinating iPhone 20. I know there is no 16 and 17. I know. Just telling you. The iPhone 20 is best. Give me 3 lakh rupees today. I will give you the phone tomorrow, or miss in future. But if you find that iPhone 10 is working for the purposes, why you want? And AI detection, but there is a difference reported in AI detection. Now again, we are going to just humanize this and that. And that when I started learning, right? When I started learning, I could tell by with my just reading the text, is this AI generated or not. Today, either you can say that I have been exposed to this text to such a long period of time. I'm not able to. I cannot tell is this AI or not. And what that those softwares are doing right now, right? If you use even Grammarly to autocorrect it, your AI detection will increase. They are just looking for broken English or some pointers. Is the English broken? Some common mistake is there? Then they will say that this is not AI generated. This is human generated. If the English is very posh, they have stereotyped you actually. That this is a person who is having an IP address from India. Why this English is so posh? You are stereotyped. Then they say that you are not your AI high. Don't go into that. Let that posh English come to you. Look for the juice in the or the meat content or the juice in the fruit. Don't look what other people are crying about. General policies, Shreya will discuss that she has some slides, and she will discuss for specifically for research and all, how to disclose or what the general policies of top journals are there or publications. That I will not discuss right now. So coming back, coming back to the show. So how the show will unfold is once the first prompt comes, and letting you know their prompt description document is there. That should be always handy. That content is not on my slide. Totally, that chunk is not there, because again, telling that people have varying reading speed. I have requested you multiple times to just take a printout of it, so that in case I will pull that PDF, we will read it. But if you are not able to read it, you have your document with it. It also happens is that because so many people are there, you may think that just 20 minutes ago I read something that is familiar. So if that document is not handy with you, what you will do is you will ask professor, can you go back? That takes lots of class time. Versus if you had the document, most of the time you will just browse it. That, oh yeah, so this is the difference. Because there are 28 patterns, we will cover it slowly, but you will get confused. You will get confused, and you should get confused. You should ask me questions via chat, or that is fine. But some questions may be just like a trivial doubt, which can prevent lots of valuable time for the whole class. So that's is why that only document I have requested you. Then what is going to happen again? I'm just assuming that at a beginner level. So I will show some example that is. I have shared a document with you that is. This is your folder, right? Yeah. Easy examples. So these examples are easy ones, which I've just added today, but they are not the actual content I want to learn at the end of this workshop. They are easy examples that will get you onboarded. It's just like too much support is there, but you will easily get a hold of it. I have this thought came around in today morning only. I started creating this document. I should, because once I saw these documents, the document that I actually gave to you, the main docs file, it may look intimidating to the persons who are learning it for the first time. Because that is what some people have written the feedback that please go slower, people don't go too harsh. So this easy document will give you an easy onboarding, and then we will see the main document that is actually I've created for you. Okay. So let us see some couple of things. Now I can go to the full screen. And because there is only 10 to 15 minutes left, it's like 25 minutes left. At 9:30, I have to stop because people have to have dinner and all. So in case you find it valuable and if I find somebody else can gain, they can join till tomorrow. Then tomorrow I will shut the link because content has not moved first. But I was thinking not to open it further. But some people, if you think that somebody else is joining, they are happy to welcome. But after tomorrow, it's no point. No point for later edition because the train would have left. So prompt engineering for education, introduction, let us see. So you would have understood it. The goal is for me is to, you should have better AI interactions. So right now you are not you, that's not everyone that is starting the journey with generative. This is summarize this, do this, and do that. That prompts are very broken. So from basic broken prompts, how you can make powerful pedagogical tools, how you can use this. Don't get intimidated. Students using, you also use. You get new armors like the games we used to play in our childhood, video games. You buy new armor. Student buys new armor. You also buy new armor. Both have fair policy. Both have fair chances to compete. Don't get intimidated. Don't scold students that don't use AI. Let them use. You should, after this workshop, you will feel confident. You should go stand openly. Go and use ChatGPT openly. That you write in the assignment. Your 20 marks is for submitting your ChatGPT output with the prompts. I will evaluate your prompt also. How effective are you in prompt engineering? What kind of prompts you are giving? This is where one of my components will tell you that 10% of marks is for prompts. I know, but you tell that only these prompts kind of prompts will use. Like suppose the student prompts are slightly different. Like first three columns that you are seeing over here. Where is that document? Yeah, prompt description document. Oh, second page. So first four are student relevant. These two are for you. So when I take classes for students, I delete these two blocks. Are you able to see? It means these four, 5 into 4, 20 to 22 patterns I teach them. So this is student, Alex said generic. That is a what I tell. Generic, widely applicable. Don't think that this is not important. Very widely applicable is the Brahmastra. This is the thing in which is replicable to any context, education outside context. This is some most, apart from one or two, some are things like feedback generator, language optimizer. This is education specific. But you can say, I'm allowing you to use. Go and use GPT, submit your prompts. I want to see your prompts. But the condition is you are only allowed to use these 20 set of prompts. You are not going to use anything else. Anything else, I will have some penalty and all, or no penalty, but no marks also. Because penalizing and all, that's a different thing. But say, give them, go and use. Openly, bolo. Open challenge, give them, go and use. People, students will say, what happened? Just till yesterday, sir was scolding, and after 10 days, sir only transformed. Go and use. Open. Okay, so coming back and transform your challenges is done. Practical techniques done. So FDP participant summary, already Paragi told, so it's no point. Yeah. So from basic to strategic, basic was your broken forms we are going to do. We have to end at this phase. All the pattern-based approaches we have to learn. Pattern-based approaches is nothing but based on all those 28 patterns. You will be able to communicate. You will be able to talk in the language that GPT understands easily. Your hallucinations will, I don't will not say that they will go away, because I don't take hallucination as hallucination. I see it as a feature. I don't think it is a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, and it teaches me, okay, I didn't think about it in this way. It's just the way you see hallucinations. It depends. No, no, Mr. Raghunan, the uh, prompts are not keywords. It is like for us. There, I will not say, like, suppose the first prompt is persona. I will not say that I am writing persona pattern. Once you start writing that language that we are going to do, it will understand that you are talking about persona. These words, 28 words that are given to you, these are for our understanding. And GPT, you do not need to tell. And don't think there are only 28. There are 28 that I think that are relevant for us and for a 10-day FDP. If you start Googling around, there will be 200 other prompt patterns that may not be relevant. So for software engineering, there are other prompt patterns that are not relevant to us. So somebody asked me to take a class on software engineering or doing data visualization, my the first three columns always remain the same. The next two columns change, depending upon the audience. Okay. So challenge, consistency, educational shift, it is fine. All the instructors, all the guest speakers have spoken too much. No need to waste time on this. So Rafe sir was already highlighting efficiency, consistency, curriculum delegation. That's fine. It will help you at the end. So now the story starts. So 28 patterns. We will going to learn that what the pattern description is all about. That will help you understand the meaning out of it. So we will refer to our handouts. Then there are contextual slides or the implementation templates that are given at the handout, but they are also on the slides. We are going to see these are the templates are nothing but the way in which you tell GPT. So when the first one comes, you will understand the way, the language that GPT will understand what you're trying to think. It is just like a blueprint of the prompt. It's like a blueprint of the prompt. This is the implementation template or the contextual statements that you are seeing in this example slide that you are having. This is the implementation template or the contextual statement. I will use alternatively, either I may say contextual statement or the implementation template, but when I'm saying it, I'm referring to this part. This thing will be their slide also, but I'm giving you as printed also. Then we will use an example in our own context. A business application example means in the business education example. This will be done as a take home. What will happen is today, suppose I'm able to teach you 2 patterns. So there is an NTU document, not to use NTU document that I have given to you, and which is here, prompt patterns NTU. So each day, your role will be whichever patterns are covered, open that document and read. And then the next turn, we will start with the document and we'll discuss. NTU will tell you under which circumstances this pattern is not the good thing to use. Not to use will also tell you it's not always a good thing. That every pattern people like my again Rupali ma'am and sir, that they once I tell them that service marketing has 5 gaps, they think every gap needs to be written. Service quality management, that they fill answer sheet all the 5 gaps existing. When a case study I give them, even if the case is not existing, they will make sure that that they have a presumption that made an assumption that sir is asking service quality model. So every 5 gap has to come. That service quality model, those who are not familiar, that has 5 gaps of service quality that services don't take care of. So then they fix it. It's not like that in this that which gap is relevant, then you use. So that's why some patterns are not the right pattern in some context. The not to use document will tell you under which circumstances this document is, this particular pattern should not be used. Very small English statements are there. Everybody will be able to understand it. But the thing is, like today 2, then tomorrow 10 patterns we are able to cover. That is like a take home. Just read that half a page, whatsoever relevant prompts are covered. We will open it to next morning, next day, and next evening, first thing, and we'll just quickly, if you have doubts, ask me, else we will move to the next pattern. So, and prompt pattern, this is run with this slide I will share with you. Yes, no outputs. I need to get to the hands-on slide where it is. Okay, prompt engineering, LLMs program. Yeah, now let us start. 3 things will be coming up. So what is happening is, just letting you know from the previous slide, that a prompt pattern that we are going to see why we are studying this 28 pattern. Just quickly read this slide. Prompt pattern is the way that we document a certain structure of phrases. That is what in the language we are communicating. The language is not a material. If you can type in Hindi also, it will interact with you in Hindi. It will type in other languages, it will interact with you in another language also. It is a certain structure. The key word is structure. Everybody can write English, but the proper English or the structure of phrases and statements in order to solve a particular problem with an LLM. This is why pattern is a structure. Please remember the way that you communicate. Then you can do certain tasks with LLM that I will share the slide, but prompt pattern should be clear that it can generate in the educational context, it can generate exam questions if you are giving a proper prompt. It can ask you to summarize research papers that Dr. Shreya will discuss. It can even give you yes and no as an answer. I will show you when we will discuss the few short example. The next after persona, we will discuss. And always include some rubrics if you want to have some rubrics in case you're developing a question, but you also want some of you may have some teaching assistants with you. And now to tell the teaching assistant is not a faculty. To tell that person what kind of answer can get what kind of marks, you always make some rubrics. If you don't give that rubrics, the teaching assistant will hallucinate. He or she may give more marks to some question in which was totally not deserving, because answer is deserving, not deserving is from the perspective of the faculty. What he or she has taught in class, he or she will evaluate. But we have our teaching assistants, and then when we ask them to correct, they may not be aware that what was taught in class, because they sit in the class, but they may not be attentive enough. Rubrics help, but that rubrics has to be fine-tuned to actually convey that if this much text or this kind of text is there, give 5 marks, this kind of text is there, give 10 marks, so on and so forth. That we will discuss. And so learning objectives and constructive feedback, this all we will discuss. Now let us type something. So prompt engineering, the thing we are doing, is the means by which LLMs are programmed. That is why we are going to learn 2 things that we are going to show. More generic the prompt, more generic output. More specific the prompt, more specific the output. What I mean by that, let us go to your GPT. And now more generic the prompt, more generic the output. Suppose I want to know about actually I wanted to know about rivers in India. Try to understand. I'm giving you a very easy example. Or let us say in marketing context, I want to know about customers who reside in Delhi. So like the consumer behavior in Delhi, but I do not say that. What do I more generic the prompt, more generic the output? I simply say, tell me something about consumer behavior. Just consumer behavior. What I request is take any topic of your choice. In a mind, I have uh, finalized what I actually wanted to know. That is the customer behavior of people living in Delhi. So you can think something that is precise like this in your own HR context, in your own finance context, or those who are there from other domains. Just things very precisely. But the thing is, you don't tell it to it. Take it a generic version. So for me, because I wanted to know the customer behavior or the consumer behavior of a Delhi, I said, tell me something about consumer behavior. I didn't tell it something about Delhi, something about India, I didn't tell. So I just simply execute it. Simply execute it. Now it is trying to develop something, blah, 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 blah. Something, blah, 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 has come. But it is nowhere near. So this is nowhere near because I wanted to have something about consumer behavior in Delhi in India. This is following more generic approach, more generic output. Once you have got this something generic, just give me a thumbs up so I show you the follow on. Once you're able to type on a chat GPT. Because I get like 30, 40, 70, 80 people in here, 30, 40 thumbs up, I will move on. I will tell you. Only two. Okay. Yes, thumbs ups are there. So whatever you are typing, try to fine tune it. So I think I will go slightly finer. I will say, oh, sorry, no, sorry, and okay, this sorry, thank you, hi, welcome. These are not the only LLM models have told that don't use this. We are using we are expenditure or lots of energy. These words don't help. You have to be commanding. Don't say please do this. Can you? Don't tell can you. Tell them do it. So uh, I meant consumer behavior in India. Don't tell sorry, yes, please, thank you. These words are not material. So now it has started consumer behavior in India and it has started some relevant, some Pongal, Eid, cultural, whatever it can. I said okay. So it has generated output. So some filtering down was done. Now it has come to India. Now I go now the precise one. What I wanted. Uh, precisely sorry. Okay, some minor spelling mistake is not an issue because it will be able to understand. Don't think that some spelling mistake you have to always delete it because by habit we try to correct it. Minor spelling mistake, it will understand the context and it will give you the output as you want it. Precisely, I want to know consumer behavior of residents of New Delhi. So right now, if you are seeing my screen or you're seeing right now, it's searching the web. What has happened is that this means that it is not having information in the database on which it was trained, the free version. So now it is looking to the internet and it's trying to get data. This is called RAG, retrieve, augment, and generate. So it is retrieving data from the net, augmenting it for our purposes, and generating the output. So now it has come. You can see that some Delhi words are coming over here. Delhi, NCR, this and that. So now something is coming. So this is the first two lines. Once you have understood it, just let me know. I'm giving you 2-3 minutes. I will always wait so that people understand. I'm not going to rush. So as 30-40 likes come, then only I will move because I know some people have. I don't know, but I expect some people maybe a future users. But you should be able to see that this thing. Sorry, this more specific. Either you yes or will me always wait. Okay, enough likes have come. So second important thing is immediate prompts or prompts that span a time horizon. What I mean by that? Let me show. So again, let me for the first day I use ChatGPT so that everybody doesn't get intimidated at search using premium version. As requested, once you do some new question, let us just do a new chat. On the left hand side, click on new chat. So that this comes again, activate a temporary one so that it doesn't get stored. Yes, Pratiksha ma'am, you can use anything synonymous word you can use. Sometimes I will tell you exactly use this word so that GPT or the LLM is trained exactly to identify that these words with more accuracy, but there's no hard and bound rule. That is what the beauty, and then that is what the challenge. That yeah. Dr. Hussain is saying, is it mandatory to write precise or precisely to get desired results? No matter. it will understand. You make grammatical errors, it will understand. Grammatical errors, minor spelling errors, doesn't matter. It will understand. But by habit, we try to correct it. That's a different thing. But it would understand. No need to say thank you. No need to say there's no thank you to. No need to say thank you to GPTs. No need to say thank you or hi there, excuse me, and those kind of stuff you do not say to GPT. It's all you have. If you are following the news, it is saying that millions of dollars are lost of for this kind of words that are getting processed by tokenization. I'm not going to deal. I'm not going to be intimidated by what is tokenization, this and that. It's not needed. Let it do the technical stuff. So I hope everybody has opened this temporary chat. It's the last thing we are going to do for the day, and then we will stop. And no, temporary chat is different thing. The point we are going to discuss is immediate prompt versus prompt that span or time horizon. So what I'm going to type is, let us say, okay, define marketing to me. Means you can write define human resources or uh, finance to me or explain marketing to me in 100 words before giving the answer type. Dr. Achint, the response to your input is, sorry, is. I will just add me a space. So what I'm going to do is in this prompt that I've written that explain marketing to me in 100 words. Actually, I wanted to know what is marketing in 100 words. So you can use human resource in 100 words or computer science in 100 words, whichever domain you are born, whichever domain you are comfortable with, just write, replace marketing with whichever domain, it doesn't matter. And explain marketing to me in 100 words. Before giving the answer, type the text in code. What I wanted to do just to show thing. It will be clear, Miss. I am trying to highlight, Dr. Ravina, this thing. Just bear with me, you will understand. Immediate prompts or prompts that span of horizon in time. So I want to show something. Just bear for a minute. Just do what I'm saying. Just hold it. I wanted to have as a response to show me respect that Dr. Richard tell me, I'm asking mom, as what that add-on. So what I'm doing is I have said it's done. I'm saying execute it. So now it is added, Dr. Achin, the response to your prompt is, and whatever marketing text or whatever text is coming to your screen, it's fine. Okay. So marketing is stretching, so on and so forth. The text is not important, but the thing is important. It has added. Now what I do is I just copy it. Okay. I hope with this GPT is dicey, slightly dicey, so it may do the same thing. That's why but I'm just still trying. Explain consumer behavior. Sometimes it has started to learn. That's why I avoid it. Explain consumer behavior. If it does the wrong thing, I will do it on another software, another model. Explain consumer to behavior to me in 100 words. Yeah, it did the wrong thing. Because it did the wrong thing in the sense that it remembered. That's the thing is that this GPT, what the thing is, it has started to have an inbuilt memory function. I didn't ask it to do it this time. So what I wanted to teach you is I need to copy it and I need to take it to Cider so that I actually can show you what I wanted to do. I'm doing a very basic model. That's Cider Fusion. That's a very basic model. I'm just inputting it. So now it has said, Dr. Achin, the response to the input is so and so forth. That's fine. And now I just copy the second thing from here. I come to the Cider and I put it. This is the way actually I intended it to work. This time it has not added this text to it. ChatGPT has got this memory function and a temporary chat. And so this is the thing I wanted to do it. leave it or what is happening. But the logic that I wanted to teach you is this is not working. So this was an immediate prompt that only for the next action. So Diksha ma'am, I may have made an error because I told you, because for helping the participants I am using ChatGPT, but this screen that you are seeing is much more comfortable to me. I am habitual to seeing this avatar that I have created via some prompt. So my comfort zone is here. I'm trying to win. So just let it be what. But I told you what needs to be done. So the thing is, what you're seeing on the screen, immediate prompt means that this is for the next task only. It doesn't last. But the slide also says that from now on, that span of time horizon. This is a very specific statement I'm going to type. See carefully what I'm typing. From now on. Now this is very critical. From now on, whenever you give me a response, always type, just copying it. Oops, it's not got copied. I need to, okay, I remember what I do this. I just type it somewhere. Always type Dr. Achint, the response to your input is. I do not add anything right now. I've just typed this one statement. From now on, this is very critical. This is like a keyword that you should not tamper with. From now on is a very critical word. Once I execute it, it will just say, okay, I understand what I want to do. I will start my responses with Dr. Achinta, my responses. So now I will tell just anything. Tell me in 20 words what is a clock. Randomly on time. Dr. Achinta responds to your responses, so on and so forth. Now tell me what is a car. Randomly I'm typing something. So what is coming to my mind? It is again typing the same thing. So this is what I want you to understand, that this once I said from now on do this. This is taking span of a time horizon more than one, until and unless I stop doing this task. It will keep on doing it. This is the difference between a time immediate prompts, immediate tasks, and tasks that last a span of time. They will keep on doing it. Keep on typing it, it will keep on doing it. And once you have understood it, just let me know that you've understood it. Sir, Ravinanda, it's not an advantage of typing name. Sometimes you want to have something else. Like for every time, if you want to have now, if you're typing an answer, you're generating something and you want to have something outside at the start or at the end. Like I can also do whenever you generate a response, add a disclaimer that this is AI generated content. Add this is the AI generated content. And so that is the thing. This is was one of the why many people are joining. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why people are joining. If you are also a registered participant, we are about to finish in a second. So you are so late at, I'm not sure so who you are, but okay. So the thing is, suppose you want to say that this is an AI generated response that to tell your question, that any question you are AI generated response. You can say after every response, or before every response. That is your call. These things, but from now on, do this at the start, or from now on, do this at the end, or do it in the between. Totally, that is totally flexible. But you do not need to have type everything again in a question. If it has to be repeated again and again, again and again, you can just write from now on, do this. It will keep on doing it. That is our goal. I just use the example. So class, I'm stopping the lecture at this point in time. So those who have understood, this is totally new, so they can move forward. Now the mics are open. You are welcome to speak. And again, I'm telling nothing is lost. If somebody you think after today's class, you think somebody else can gain, they can still register. But after tomorrow, the vote is lost. So then people come that we can join now. One next edition is happening. So it is like 10 days is lots of one person speaking. It's a lot of challenge for me. I get totally drained off at a 10th day. I will take a week to recover also. So in case you know somebody, you can ask them to register. But that's it from my side for the day. So now anybody want to speak, discussion, we are open. But those who want to move forward for the day, they are welcome to leave. Video recording will be shared via private playlist, requesting not to share with outside. And tomorrow morning you will get around 10 a.m. I'm stopping chat sharing,
So
so that I can speak.
what does LLM mean and how does it relate to prompt engineering?
Sir, LLM is large language model.
Yeah. So how does it relate? I'm sorry.
So prompt engineering is the way you interact with, just like Python, you code, that's a code. Prompt engineering is the code for an LLM. The way to write the code. Prompts are the code, and prompt engineering is the way you write the code. That's the simplest example that I can give to you. Okay.
Sir, am I audible?
Yeah, please. Everybody is able to
Sir,
speak.
in the chat GPT, we activated that temporary toggle button. So will that still record those kind of prompts where I mentioned from now on? So will it memorize it for the next time also?
It should not do. But what the thing is, chat GPT has become slightly dicey in recent 2 weeks. Temporary means it is not going to take it back to train. Whatsoever interaction I do, miss, you have to be very careful. That's why Shreya will discuss also that in research, why not to load a transcript to get we review papers, right? So why should not be loaded? Why the journals say that not to load the transcript, a new manuscript that has come to your review, not to upload, because GPT will learn from that.
So is it like that temporary button is activated only for that time of login, and next time, like when I log in?
So it is like let us start a new chat. It's saying temporary. This is a disclaimer. This chat won't appear in history. Use or update GPT's memory or use to train our models.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And to just let you know, whatsoever, if you had used only chat GPT today, if you use this, okay, just one thing, I've not stopped sharing my screen. I have to share again. Sorry. Just a second, because I was trying to show them a report. Let me share my screen again. The screen. So now my screen is. Yeah, my screen is there now. So if you open this left side panel, if you're not opening, if you're opening on the left hand panel, this is the plan. So whatever, in case you have not activated this temporary thing, it will start showing here. So I have stopped using it. I don't use it much. So there's very few details. But if you have not used it temporary or in the past, every chat, most of the chats will be stored. So you can resume things over here. So like on my side also, if I see there's on this side is chat history. So it will tell me whatsoever chat I've been making, explain marketing to me, that is 5 minutes ago, 6 minutes, something a day ago, then all the history will be always there until unless I erase that history. Yes, please. What else?
Do we have the recorded session of this session, sir, of this class?
Yeah, tomorrow morning, because what will happen is it will take 3 to 4 hours for the Google to submit it in my drive, and you also understand that I need to sleep, and we need to also sleep to get content is very heavy. So tomorrow morning around 8 to 10 a.m. I will upload it on YouTube, and then after YouTube processes it, I will share it as a private playlist to all the registered participants.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir, and good night, sir.
Okay, please, if you don't have any questions, please don't stay over here. Whenever a person is here, I expect they mean to ask. Some people like to ask when people are less, they feel shy. So I will stay till the last person is here. And if you're done, I'm not taking anything here. Thank you for your time. Thank you. I hope you liked it.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, although the text on the screen for the temporary said that
Rahul, I missed you. Your voice broke. I missed you. Please speak again.
Yeah, although that for the temporary chat, the chat GPT said that it won't be recording, and I think for training or for storing the history. But in that prompt, when you wrote that add Dr. Anchit that for the first time, that was only for the first time. But for the second time, also it remembered, right? So, but is that supposed to store? Then how did it remember that thing, sir?
Because in that it will process, in that chat it will not remember. In the left hand panel it will not come. Tomorrow after you close the software, open it again, you will not find it in the left hand panel. But within that interaction, within that session, only chat GPT has now changed the way it interacts, and it has started to behave that way. That's why to show you what I wanted to show, I needed to go to some other model. That's only right now the feature in ChatGPT, which many people find it intimidating. I also find it very intimidating because I interact with so many different ways. I do not want, when I'm developing content or statistics, to it pulls content from marketing class. I do not want it to happen. If it learns that I'm a suppose we use it for 1 to 2 years and it learns that I teach stats and marketing. Suddenly, the next time I teach some other subjects, it will try to force fit the responses which I don't need. This text will not be what. So people are debating it. This is not a right feature. What I do is simply use a different model. I showed you that I have a cider, so I just use different model. For ChatGPT, I was using because participants will be using to make them comfortable. I use it at least for 1 or 2 days. I will use.
Okay, so thank you.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you. There are lots of thank yous. There are no other questions on chat at least. So if there any person wants to speak, they can let me know. Okay, so I'm stopping the recording. Good night, everyone. We meet again tomorrow, 7 p.m.